When I say do not mess with radiation, do not use uranium rounds, well, it's really not a good idea. I told my people, do not use uranium rounds, do not use radiation, do not use nuclear weapons. What happened was this woman right here, this poor woman, which she is very beautiful, by the way. This poor woman right here, she picked up some souvenirs. They were in Iraq, and I forget, I don't know if they were military or what, but I read I know the report myself. I kind of went over it. I mean, I was briefed at the time. It was a long time ago. I was probably like 8, 9, 10, something like that. Anyway, they picked up some souvenirs, and she took one home. Like I say, if you ever find metal that is warm to the touch, stay away. Anyway, they picked up some little metal bits off the ground. Not very big, only I don't know, maybe about yay big, little metal pieces. Black, like I said, black metal. If you ever see a piece of metal and it's just black and you don't know why it's black, and I told the people back in 1980, I said, stay away from black metal. If you see some metal and it's black and you don't know why, stay away from it. Don't go near it. That's uranium. That's depleted uranium. It's black metal. It's always black. It oxidizes black. I have some dark blue metal, I have silver metal, I have gold metal, but black metal. Death incarnate, basically. Pretty much. You know, most people would say, anyway, I tried to warn the people as much as I could, because it's like, you know, we mess around with it in wind scale and some other places. Uranium and all those isotopes, I've always been warning my people. I said, stay away from radiation. Do not go near radiation. Stay away. My exoskeletons, like I said, most people would know, and if you go out there in space, you will meet races that are basically exoskeletons with flesh on the inside, no skeletal structure, but they're sentient. They'll talk just like you, using translators or whatever. They are sentient and intelligent. Anyway, they can deal with black metal. They can deal with space, and they can, like I said, most of my exoskeletons can just go to the airlock and just go, and they're fine out there. You know, they're protected. They have a little thing that goes, and they don't use much. They don't use very much water. They don't use very much air. They are the most efficient little life forms you will ever meet, and fairly tough, almost impossible to kill. Anyway, some people went to Iraq and they're messing around. Apparently they used a nuclear bomb in Iraq, or somebody used a nuclear bomb, which I don't know why, but they did. And they're supposed to be 100% efficient or 98% efficient, but these apparently... Well, the thing is, whenever you use a nuclear bomb, everything gets irradiated. Like I said, a nuclear bomb, you think it's like a flash and basically, oh yeah, everything's dead, it's fine, right? No. Like I said, a nuclear bomb, when it goes off, there's a heat flash and everything else, but what actually makes a nuclear bomb dangerous is the trillions of particles. Because when if you saw a nuclear bomb, it would look like billions and trillions of particles all coming at you. And it's like getting sandblasted by a dust storm. Anyway, it causes a reaction. So metal, anytime you use a nuclear bomb, those particles, it destabilizes matter, basically. It destabilizes the radiation that you sense when you go up to something and you sense a radiation. What that actually is that's actually particles going, I'm free! Ah! It weakens the bonds of the matter around it, basically. So, and metal seems to soak up, like the particles. There's something about it where basically if you have a piece of metal that's been exposed to a nuclear blast or radiation, basically it goes, and then basically you get a couple, but then it'll sit there and it'll go, and it just for a little while. That's what radiation is. It's actually that's what they call residual radiation. Basically, the bonds or whatever are weakened, and it's causing these little particles to go flinging off. So when you sense radiation, what that actually is that's actually that item still giving off particles. And that's what radiation is. It's a particle going at high speed. So what you perceive as heat, what you perceive as whatever, is actually billions of particles coming at you, or a particle coming at you. Anyway, it can go in one of many directions. It's really complicated, but basically, when an explosion comes down here, nuclear particles, it destabilizes the matter, and for a little while, the matter will come off. The little particles will, and that's what that is basically. Anyway, apparently, my little life forms didn't realize this. People don't really understand what nuclear power is. They don't really understand radiation. They think radiation is like this wave or something like that, and it's not really a wave. It's the bonds of particles becoming destabilized and going gone. Anyway, so I've told people for many years, ever since I was young, I was like, be careful of space. Do not go into space unless you're protected, and you're gonna need lead or something, or otherwise you're just gonna die. I mean, it took me a long time to get life forms that were capable of just like I said, my exoskeletons, they can go up to the sun and they can go airlock. Hi, sun. Hi, star. It's like billions and trillions of particles just like hitting them. It looks like a sandstorm, actually. Like if you could see the particles, it looks like a sandstorm upon objects. Like I've seen radioactive and particle matter, and it looks like a sandstorm just coming at you. That's why they call it solar winds. It's actually particles, trillions and zillions of particles coming off that sun, and coming off that star, and the actual particle matter of the body of the exoskeletons would be being damaged by it. It's like getting sandblasted, just like getting sandblasted. If you sit there with a sandblaster long enough, you'll actually start to eat a hole in the metal. Same concept. Exact same thing, basically. Just on a much smaller scale. Anyway, that's why I've told people for years, do not get near radiation. Do not go near radiation. Do not mess around with radiation. Don't do it. Don't play with uranium. Just don't do it. I mean, it's not worth it. I mean? And like I say, the truth is that everything is actually radioactive. Everything is giving off particles. That's what light actually is. There's a lot of things about the universe that people don't really understand. Like it's very, very complicated. Like if you removed all radiation from the universe, you wouldn't be able to see. It just what? Where'd everybody go? It's just that some particles stop, and some particles stop, some particles bounce around, and some particles go through you. And when they contact another particle, dink, that's damage inside you. That's how they do surgery. Is they just send two particles together and stuff like that. It's a complicated world. And I'm trying to explain it the most easiest way possible. But basically, yeah, you don't want to go near radiation. Like you want to stay away from it as much as possible, and you'll live longer. You'll live a lot longer. That's why when certain people are like, oh, it's just a soldier, or oh, it's just this, it's like no, or oh, it's all in what you're used to. It's like no. That's why I say do not use, like all bombs are actually radioactive. Explosives are radiation. That the actual effect of an explosion is in a way a nuclear reaction. Just on it's a different kind. It's kind of complicated. You have to ask a physicist. But, I used to understand this. I explained this to the humans and basically gave them a page from history about what not to do and why not to mess around with nuclear reactors. I said, you really shouldn't do it. You really shouldn't mess with it. Bad idea.